Hi everybody, it's just Bling. We're back with another episode of From What I Gather, the number one exclusive podcast about the gathering of the Juggalos. Today I am joined with me by some of my very close homies. I got my cousin, straight out of Camp Diamond, Kyle.
Yo, what up?
And I got Grimtown OG veteran 10,000 Dead Mike in the house.
Whoop whoop.
Fucking, how are you guys doing today?
It's just lovely. It's a glorious day.
My back's kind of sweaty. My AC's out in my car, so.
What's that all on my back? Dirt.
Sweaty back boy.
Yeah, it's about 150 degrees here in Virginia today. We got up kind of like earlier than I usually do the podcast. It's like noon. Well, what is it now? Like 1 or 1:30, but
Yeah.
still, you know, that's mad early. Usually we do this shit at 9 or 10 at night. But we're still in here kicking it.
It works better for me though, because I smoke a lot of weed all day, and by like 3 o'clock, I'm tired as
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah. Usually by like 5 or 6, I need a nap at least.
Yeah, and both of these guys live out kind of towards the beach, a little bit farther out. You know, so I much appreciated that they decided to come out this morning and get on the podcast. So let's start with your gathering backgrounds. Fucking, how many have you been to? When was your first one? When was your most recent one?
You want to go first, Kyle?
Yeah, I'll go first. My story is probably a little bit shorter. Let's see. My first gathering was back in 09. It was the 10th annual.
10th. That was a good one.
Beautiful
that
year.
was
Fuck
a
yes.
fantastic
Big one.
It was also the first time I did acid, and the first time I ever lost an official Hatchet Man charm on a roller coaster. It was at the Zipper, the carnival ride.
Oh man,
Yeah.
you guys were talking
All
about this.
while on my first hit of acid, I lost that. That was fun.
Riding it with me.
Yeah, you were on there with
Zipper.
me.
I may have even told this. We were talking about in a previous episode about carnival rides, and I think I might have told that story a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a good story. We lost it. I was a little disappointed that we couldn't find it, but I found a twisted charm, and then we heard some dudes say, "Oh no, I lost my twisted charm while I was on the ride," and I gave it to you to give it back to him because I couldn't bring myself to do it, but I wanted him to have his charm back that I found looking for mine that was never recovered.
Infinite cycle of karma that never came back, but it probably came back to you some way or another.
I'm not dead, so it probably came back somewhere because there's plenty of times I probably should be dead. But
Right.
after that gathering, I went to 2 more. I went to the 11th and 12th, and then I took a break. I didn't go back till the 17th, and then I went to this last past one. What was it, the 20th?
The 20th.
Yeah, the big 20. So I went to the 10, 11, 12, 17, 20.
The super.
The super gathering.
Hell yeah, Mike. What about you? I like those shoes, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Super fresh.
Thank you, sir. I've been to quite a few gatherings. The first one was in 04 at Crystal Lake, the one we were supposed to go back to this year.
Nelson Ledges.
Yeah.
It's funny, I went to our homie Little Matt's house last week, and he had a big stack of pictures he got from his mom's house.
Oh man, really?
And it had you and baby Bebop and a bunch of of our homies that were way younger, you know.
Fucking, was that 16 years ago?
16 years ago.
Fuck, man.
That was 16 years ago, yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I was 15.
I was real hyped to go back there and take some same pictures and same spots type of deal.
Recreate them, that would have
Yeah,
been tight.
it would have been cool, but the fucking COVID ruined everyone's life.
Right.
Ruined the whole goddamn summer.
Ugh.
Well, trying to be optimistic, you know, that's kind of why I started this podcast, so we could reminisce. And, you know, as a little hold offer until we can make it back, hopefully next year or something.
You know what pisses me off? There's no Uber at all because of. Have you tried Ubering lately? It's dead. It's fucking dead.
No Uber.
Because if I could have Ubered out here, I'd be fucking wasted right now. I'd be
Right.
fucking gathering.
That'd be a hell of a fucking bill, though.
Yeah,
from the
right.
beach to
I had
something.
to drive out. I had to fucking Uber out to fucking Newport News, man. That shit was ridiculous. But
For context for the listeners, from where I live at the beach to drive out here is 52 minutes.
Damn.
But yeah, that was a great first gather in 04, Crystal Lake. It was the shit. Lots of good memories. And then I think I went the next year, and I think I went 2006. It was a long time ago. It's hard to remember, and I still have all my charms for the first years. But towards the end, I think I've been to 10. It might be 9.
Okay.
Because like I said, towards the end, I started getting really, really, really hammered to the point where just days.
Just
blackout.
missing the gathering and teleporting back home.
I had a wolf pack girl feel bad for me because I was so fucking hammered.
Oh, that's the worst.
She bought me pizza.
If a wolf pack girl feels bad for you and you're having a worse time than she
like
is,
I couldn't even appreciate it. I was just like, thank you for her pizza.
If you're having a worse time than the strippers at gathering.
She's like, I'm being sex trafficked right now, and I feel bad for you, bud.
Yeah, man.
Damn it.
But yeah, I don't know what happened to a bunch of my charms. I remember one year I gave Jano my backstage pass, and he had a great time with that.
Yeah, I think he's told me a little bit about that. He got backstage with it and all this and that or something.
Yeah, he had. I was like, man, I didn't even know I could do any of that shit.
Speaking of losing charms, my first charm lost that shit too. The very first one.
Oh man, really?
So on the Psychopathic Museum and Psychopathic Traders Facebook groups, people sell extra charms they have all the time.
I've looked into that. Yeah,
you can totally get them back.
I had to like research the years and try to figure out which ones I was at and be like, okay, I remember this happening. I remember this happening.
Yeah.
Try to piece together my past.
It's funny, at the super gathering, I lost my super villain's charm like the first or second day. I don't know doing what. Who knows? But I was started to be bummed out about it, man. But then I was like, fuck it, I'll find another one or something will happen. Like, I'm not gonna let it dull my experience or my mood, And then I swear on like the third day, our homie Pony that we brought was like, hey man, I found this on the fucking trolley, still in the bag. Here's a new one. So I knew it just came right back to me. I was like, cool.
Pony had a fucking fantastic first gathering too at that.
He did.
Like he made it to ICP. Usually it's tradition that you get too wasted and you miss ICP on the last day, but he made it to that. He had sex with some dude's girlfriend or wife or something like that.
And then met and was hanging out with dude and his girlfriend later.
Yeah,
I thought that you were gonna say he had sex with some dude, which is fine.
Yeah, but it's also fine. You can do whatever you want.
He might have did that too.
Not something I would have expected
from
him.
No. Imagine Pony as a bottom.
He was. Our homie's like 400 pounds, like 6'10".
Yeah,
monster.
He's the only guy bigger than Bebop.
Yeah, he's a monster. Fucking yeah, we met his doppelganger. I remember we met this dude that was also 400 pounds, 6'10", with dreads, fully tattoos, but dude was from like Ireland.
Yeah, super
or England.
And
so the last night we're hanging out with these just two monsters that look exactly the same, except one of them is like, top of the morning to you, whoop whoop.
What's funny is I saw that dude like 3 or 4 times and was like, oh look, there's Pony. That's not Pony.
Check it out. I remembered I don't know, you were talking about your first gathering charm. I remembered that I actually tried to go to the gathering, I think the year before, or whenever it was in Peoria, before they started doing them outside.
Yeah.
I tried to go, but we got pulled over in Maryland, and I didn't have a license or whatever, so they fucking took me to jail.
Damn.
And I had to stay the night in jail.
You gathered in jail for your first gathering.
Yeah, man. Everybody else went to the gathering. I fucking was defeated. I took a fucking bus home when they let me out. It was kind of cool though, because when I finally got to the cell that I was gonna stay the night in or whatever, was ICP carved on the bunk.
Somebody else going
little,
to gathering.
Little silver lining there. I was like, oh, I'm not the only one this has happened to.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, Tourette was on the first episode of the podcast, and he was telling us about that one.
Yeah, he made it there. He brought me back
there was like
a CD.
Kind of a riot and tear gas situation that happened. He told that story, which I thought was pretty crazy.
If I wouldn't have ended up in jail, I would have ended up in Maryland. I would have ended up in jail in Peoria for sure.
So I don't know if I'm remembering this right, or if it's just a crazy dream of mine, but do y'all remember which gathering it was at where they had like motocross racers doing backflips and shit all day?
Oh shit, man!
It was at Hog Rock.
Was it?
Yeah.
I feel like I do remember that, but it's like a fever dream kind of thing.
That's what I'm saying. Like they had giant ramps set up, and like they would do like an hour on, an hour off, and these dudes would just come and do tail whips.
Maybe that was the tent.
And it might have been the tent. Man. They had like motocross and helicopter rides and shit.
I remember it was either 04 or 05 because it was at the Nelson Ledges. They had some dude parachute down into the lake. A plane just flew by and he just jumped out, and I was like, "That's awesome!" Dude just jumped out of a plane, and then they had some guy light himself on fire on the beach.
I saw that, and they made it like a haunted ghost story or something.
Shit, man.
There was another one where they had parasailers that were like dropping T-shirts and stuff like that. I remember that.
That was at Legend Valley.
Yeah. That was the 17th, wasn't
I remember seeing people running around all crazy, and I'm like, "What are you running for?" And they're like, "They're dropping merch out the sky," and I was like, "Yeah, okay, you guys are high as fuck." You know, like I'm good on it. I'm not running around towards nothing for
Well,
no
maybe
t-shirt.
if
Did
one
people
fell on
pre-order
me.
these things? What's
Yeah.
going
Like maybe if they drop one on my head, I might be like, oh,
It's
but
the Hatchet Gear airmail delivery
Yeah,
option
right.
that they clicked on. Fuck. So which other
Facial
ones did you-
recognition technology.
Which
fire
other ones were you
t-shirts.
at, Mike?
I was at the 10th annual. I know that because we took over the whole top of the fucking hill.
I think that was the year I met you guys.
That was
on
giant.
that
Grimtowns.
wasn't the first time I met Mike, but that was the first time we started hanging out for real after that, because I found you in a ditch, like half passed out, and you asked me where is the chick with no tips and a mohawk. And I was like, I don't know.
That was no, because the 10th I had a girl with me. That
was definitely the year I met you, unless it was the 9th.
No,
Because-
the one you're talking about, I remember because that's the one where Tila Tequila was there, and I met a girl
Oh,
named
that
Tila.
was the 11th. I
She was
think.
the Mohawk girl.
So I definitely remember meeting you at like Violent J's Blowout Barbecue Bash Blast, where they were playing nothing but fucking Beach Boys music
Uh-huh.
and like grilling and handing out shit.
Hot
And
dogs for everybody.
me and Kyle and Kyla were there, and I think Jano, and like you rolled up, and everybody introduced me to you. And I had a bottle of Everclear,
Oh God.
and I was like making Super Devil Juice, which is like you take a 2 liter of Red Pop, drink it down to the label, and then fill it up with Everclear.
Man, that had to be the 10th.
I think it was, and you were like, "Let me get some of that Everclear." Already blackout, and I was like,
that was probably the day where I drank Two Tough Tony's moonshine.
"Yeah." And you like, so we're drinking Everclear on the beach, and it's hot as fuck. And then you were like, "Yeah, some dude punched me in the face
That's
for talking to his
definitely
girl."
the day I drank that moonshine.
And I was like, "Well, who's the girl?" And then we seen her, and she looked like a fucking little boy.
With a mohawk. Yeah, it's the same
With a
chick.
mohawk.
It's the same chick.
Like she was,
Hey, man.
she was weathered and old in the face, but she
Mm.
had a body like
Like a 10-year-old boy.
like a 10-year-old shortstop playing t-ball.
I was
Wearing a
totally hammered, dude. I don't remember like the whole.
She was cute in the
Hey,
face.
man.
Okay, all right.
I
She
ain't
was
mad
a
at you.
stripper.
Yeah,
She was a
wasn't it?
stripper named Tila from Illinois.
Shout out to her.
Yeah, shout
Yeah,
out to Tila
what's
from
up, girl?
Illinois.
That made our gathering very entertaining.
Yeah, she gave me her number. She called me when I got home. She was like, "There's some drama happening." I'm like, "What the fuck you want me to do? I live in Virginia."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Until next gathering, bitch.
I'll see you next year, maybe.
But yeah, that was funny. Yeah, I was completely blackout drunk because Too Tough Tony was like, he had this mason jar of moonshine.
Yeah.
And he
That's
handed it
what
to
he
me, and I asked him, I was like, "You got like a soda or something I could chase this with?" And he was like, "You can't have that. Give it back." And I fucking slammed it real quick. And he was like, "Holy shit, bro!
Yeah,
I
you're
gotta come
gonna-
back and check on you later."
You're gonna die.
It's like, no, you can't.
And I pretty much did. Yeah, I died as many times as I could that day. Fuck.
Mike, I want to ask you, man. Like, I know you and Tourette both played gathering. Was it once or several times?
Several times, yeah.
Fucking, what was that like? The year I met you was the one where you guys played second stage in the daytime, and that was the first time I saw you, and I think probably the last time y'all played. So, like, what were those experiences like for you performing and shit?
That was cool. I really liked that second stage, how high up it was.
Yeah.
And I remember one year we had like water balloons and shit to throw into the crowd, so that was cool. But
Yeah, I think a bunch of beers and shit too.
Yeah, and they had the cages set back from
Yeah.
the so that was
Dance
just a
cages,
really cool setup out there.
The dance cages they used as like a jail later.
Yeah. But yeah, I really loved the setup of that second stage. The first year that we went in 04, we played then too, and that year was fucking terrible because like I felt like we had to like wait forever to get in and shit, and just like by the time we got to the wrestling stage, because they did the rap contest in the wrestling ring,
That's
which
tight.
was cool. But by the time we got on stage, we were both like dehydrated as shit.
Dead.
Pickle wouldn't give us a fucking bottle of water.
What?
We like right before we went on, Jump Steady gave me a bottle of water, which was awesome. But I still felt like I was about to die. And we went out there and did our shit, and it probably sucked.
Yeah, so every year, like, you know, I rap or whatever, and every year I've gone, I've wanted to join into the freestyle battle.
Oh,
And I'm like, every year I hype myself up and I'm like, I'm gonna join the freestyle battle and kill it, you know. But like, what people don't realize is like, they're like, why didn't you join? I'm like, dude, it's like on the 3rd day or the 4th day is when they have it, and sign-ups are at like 10 a.m. And sorry, by the 4th day, I've been gathering for 6 days and I'm dead. And if I have a voice, you probably won't see me up at 10 a.m. going to sign up to be like, yo, I've been in the sun for 4 days. Holla at your boy. Straight up get raid like bugs. I'm a thug. You know, whatever. But
I like gays.
yeah, that's you know, that's what it is, because I feel like the people that join in on that are real thugs in the aspect that they at least they either go that hard for that long and then still join the rap battle, or they're that fucked up and can awake at the time and can join the rap battle, or they just show up that day.
I feel like a lot of cocaine is involved.
See, and that might be part of my problem too, is that I don't really fucking do cocaine, so I can't. By the 4th day, I'm done.
Gotta sleep.
I'm like, where's a Red Bull at? Where's a coffee?
I have to try to get coffee at Gathering.
I can't even do daytime
I've got a
activities
coffee at
at
Gathering.
the Gathering, man. I'm in off mode when the sun's up. That shit is not happening.
Matter of fact,
I'm usually sitting in front of a fan if I can find one.
Yeah, I'm in the chair, in the shade, pouring a bottle of water
last
on
year was
myself.
great because we had the big. We didn't even have a camper or trailer, but we had a big ballers pass, so we had power. Like
Yeah.
we had fans.
We
drive
had
our
a camper
phones.
one year, and that shit sucked, man. That shit stank like a motherfucker.
Whoa. Look at the occupants.
Me and 20 and Tourette.
Yeah. It's bad. I can
fucking
smell
gross,
it. I can
man.
smell it in my head right
I
now.
can smell it.
Whatever
from your
girl
description.
20 brought with him, fucking, it was, yeah, it was
Which was probably
yucky.
a Stanko.
Yeah.
I don't see
Not
it
that we hate Stankos. We like
No, they're fine.
I don't see it not being a Sanko for the sake of the conversation.
For the time and who it was. But
Speaking of coffee, yeah, so last year, I remember walking down the path at sunrise, and it was a little chilly, but I was fucked up. And these dudes were like, free coffee, we got coffee if anybody wants any. I'm like, I'm straight. So then, 5 minutes later, I'm walking by and I see this chick, and she's looking real cold, and I'm like, you good? And she's like, I'm super broke, and I think I'm like 2 months pregnant, and I'm cold, and I would die for some coffee right now. And like, you know, the light bulb went off in my head, and I was like, look, follow me. I got you, boo. So like, I took her to the free coffee spot and got her some coffee, and she was like, how did you know about this? And I was like, you know, I'm just cool like that, even though I was just playing it
you
off.
literally just walked past
I literally just walked past the guy, and he asked me if I wanted some. But yeah, like, so that was cool, and I got her some coffee, and we talked for a while. She was kind of a nice chick.
Said she was pregnant, so I figured it's safe if I hit it and quit it.
I mean, nope.
I
did not-
break it twice.
I did not hit it. I was highly suspect that she was on some like drugs, and probably some bad drugs.
I mean, oh, well, she's a gatherer, so it's, you know, pretty
Quite
good.
possible.
Pretty
Well,
good.
Even though she's pregnant,
chance.
it's still.
it made for good conversation.
Oh,
but
yeah, I guess. Oh, yeah.
You know, we went around with my VR camera and interviewed a bunch of people and like hung out and shit. But yeah, I wouldn't have touched that with my wang. But she was nice though. Shout out to her.
Pregnant girl at Gather.
Yeah, we met these two dudes that were in this ICP cover band called the Insane Crown Posse with like
I
bottles of
smashed
Crown.
a cringy chick in the bushes one time at the gathering.
You smashed a cringy chick in the
yeah,
bushes.
man. To think about it, I wince.
Ugh.
It was terrible.
You went.
Like
So
I threw up a little.
How did that come about? Were you like, you trying to smash in the bushes, girl?
She was like hanging around like the whole time.
You look
And then
sketchy.
finally-
What up?
I mean, she wasn't like terrible, you know. She was a little chubby, a little homely, but you know, it's whatever.
Those are the best
It's
ones.
gathering, and
Yeah.
I was probably fucking
Gone.
yeah.
Creams and salts. Creams and salts.
Hey, look, we roll with the track. Anybody ever swim in Lake Hepatitis?
You know, I think that was the year we had the
No.
RV too. Why the hell was I doing it in the bushes?
Because you
You didn't want anyone to know.
didn't want anybody
You
to
were
judge you
hiding.
back in the RV.
Yeah, I swam in Lake Hep. That was the one that had the big
Floaty thing in the middle?
floaty thing in the middle.
Yeah, I swam
Kind of
Fish
floaty thing in
died
the middle.
The second day.
That thing floated like the door from the Titanic.
Yeah, yeah.
Halfway.
And there was
Except
like 12 people on
except
it.
everybody could fit on it. Rose could have let Jack on. 12 juggalos could fit on one.
Yeah,
I just saw a meme with a dude laying on top of a chick on a pool float. Like Jack could have fucking fit on that door.
Yeah, for real.
I fucking jumped in there with my phone on, with my phone in my pocket. I like immediately realized and stuck it up out of the water, and like the next day it worked fine. That phone was a fucking trooper.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
It was
dope.
not a Nokia. It was like a Samsung or something.
I think
Samsung's have been making waterproof phones for a while now.
It was one of those slidey keyboard ones. You remember
I was
them?
about to say back then that wasn't a thing.
No.
I swam in it like 2 years in a row, but I always swam in it on the first day
Yeah.
and never after that, because that's when the fish started floating and the water went from like a
I was in
people turned into like a fucky color. And
you know how Unstable would do like the blood all over us and shit. I had a Jason mask, and I went swimming like that. So when I came up,
Dope.
probably looked pretty cool.
that is pretty cool.
It probably looked pretty good. I couldn't see it because it was me, but it probably looked
Yeah.
So what do you guys some of your favorite performances? Like, I know there's a million to list.
at like 5 a.m. I don't remember what fucking year it was, but it was
But are there any that super stand
one
out
of
to
those
you? Or like,
tents that was just awesome because they were playing as the sun was coming up,
yeah,
and we were just fucking rocking the fuck out.
Head PE did that, and it was at the Freak Show tent or whatever. They played it like
That's right. Yeah.
they played
4
till
in the morning or something.
yeah, and they played till like 7.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
fucking
Like,
awesome.
Was that the year it rained too, or it was all just mud underneath there?
Oh,
Or was
possibly.
that might have been the year after. But I know one year they were playing middle of the night again, and it would rain. So like, the tent was there, like the sun didn't dry any of the ground underneath the tent, and people were just trampling on it all day. So it's literally like 4 inches of mud, and of course Head PE plays, so people start moshing, and like
Yeah.
people would shove each other, and they would
There've been-
slide 10 feet.
There've been
like,
some great acts though that I've seen there. That's one thing I love about the Gathering is like you go there and you see like these old hip hop acts that you like
Shit
that I was
that we're
too young
20
to see
years
in the
too late
90s
for,
and shit.
yeah.
Yeah, man. Saw Ice Cube at the Gathering.
Yeah,
Oh,
That had to
yeah.
be like Jay's crowning achievement because you know he fucking loves Ice Cube.
yeah. I think I told the story. Trip was telling us about how he had one of the worst times of Gathering ever during Ice Cube's set.
Oh yeah.
And then I went and told the story of how I spread my grandma's ashes on the Ferris wheel during Ice Cube's set.
Shit.
So like the contrast of like the next segment on this podcast is going to be like, what were you doing during Ice Cube's set? Because the answers we've gotten so far are crazy.
I think it was with you.
Yeah, probably.
I think we were both on the Ferris wheel.
Yeah, that shit was tight.
I'm almost positive.
I'll never
Of course,
forget.
that was 10 years ago.
I'll never forget fucking it's so random. It was like it was at Hog Rock on second stage, real late at night, and Prozac performed, and it was a full moon out, and then Prozac, as soon as he came on stage, it started like
Thunderstorming.
raining and thundering hard as a bitch
Yeah, that shit was dope.
out of nowhere, and it like rained on us the whole Prozac set, and he still performed, killed it in the
Yeah, he did his
rain.
whole set with lightning cracking in the background. Like, it was awesome.
Yeah, and we were like all tripping, and then right afterwards, the sky just opened back up and was clear again. We were like, that was kind of weird.
Prozac summoned the storm.
Prozac killed it. Yeah, that was awesome. It sucks that he doesn't really do music like that anymore.
You
but
know who was like a real like a Gathering artist, you know, who like I didn't really like listen to at home, but at the Gathering I bumped some fucking Boondocks.
Yeah.
Boondocks.
Boondocks was like a Gathering.
A lot of times at Gathering, like back when Boondocks was on Psychopath, of course, like I would just see him in the crowd, like in the back.
Yeah.
Somewhere just hanging out. Like no face
Yeah.
paint, so nobody would recognize him, but I knew what he looked like, so.
I give a lot more props to artists if I see them like actually out gathering and hanging
like
out.
ABK
Yeah.
gathers.
Back when they used to like
ABK
run people over in golf carts and shit.
ABK doesn't
That was
even
dope.
hang out with Psychopathic at gatherings. He's just always hanging out wasted.
Yeah, he's like, people give me high if I just walk around.
Yeah, and people are like, you know, even if you don't like ABK that much, I give him that much more respect for like gathering and being out with the homies and kicking it.
I do miss Shaggy doing all his random acts, like going up and air horning
Random
passed out
acts of
people.
violence.
Yeah.
Random acts,
Running
running
fucking
people
tents
over
over.
with his golf cart.
He's just like, this is my own personal Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
Like, nobody's gonna stop me here. I'm Shaggy, too dope.
Yeah, we used to roll up first night and they'd be like,
Don't
set
help
up
me.
ramps, set up ramps. And people would spend all day setting up ramps, and then at night they'd all come through and jump them and wreck them. And
Well,
Nice.
at least he told us why he doesn't do that anymore at Strums and Drums. He's like, yeah, we flipped the golf cart and almost killed ourselves, and
yeah, they caused damage to several people's shit.
Oh yeah.
I heard that he would just get in the golf cart with his checkbook on him, like, in case I fuck somebody up, I'll just write him a check or something. I don't know. It's probably not really how it went down, but you know what I'm saying. He's a liability.
I would be skeptical to try and cash a check from Shaggy too, though. I'd be like, is this his personal account or like Psychopathic's account? Like, I don't even know if either one of those has money right
Either
now.
way.
You got cash, bro?
Yeah, you got cash. I need cash. You broke my leg.
I need money from the Illuminati offshore Swiss Darth Lotus account that nobody talks about for this kind of maiming.
I wonder if they had to give up half of that in the divorce with Twisted.
Oh man. So I was trying to tell Kyle earlier that I had this idea that like, because I was watching the footage from the Wizard. I was watching the footage from the Wizard of the Hood.
Yes.
At the gathering, the live shit, and I was like, what would be fucking great right now? Right now is if you like sent that video to Twisted and ICP and had them both do a commentary, right?
Yeah.
And just they like because they're all pissed off at each other and shit, so they'd be watching this and they'd just be like ripping each other apart. Yeah, just fucking going in on each other, man.
A roast session.
Yeah, it would be fucking great to hear them just fucking
well, you see
rip
Jay
each other apart.
always fucking up his lyrics, can't fucking dance.
This motherfucker stepped on my foot. Fuck him.
So, like, do you think during the whole Gathering 17, like, I don't know, I hate to speculate on the beef, and I hate to even take part in it, because they're, you know, it's all part of my fucking growing up, and, you know, we all love all that shit. But, like, do you think at all 17, they were all just, like, secretly hating and just doing it for one big-ass show, and, like, I heard Twisted got super paid for that set, or their conditions.
Well,
I mean, this could all be speculations, but I heard that they got like some of their masters for some of their albums.
They got the master for Green Book.
For doing that fucking performance.
Oh yeah. I mean,
you know, and more power to them.
That's
But like, do you think that was the most magical, family-oriented feeling gathering to me? That performance, you know, is the bee's knees.
yeah, it was definitely
Oh, it was
awesome.
the best.
Fucking,
You
well,
know?
yeah, I guess it would kind of like tarnish it if you were like with they behind the scenes they're like
Yeah, like
I'm pretty sure they were though, because they were already split up then, and like Twisted was pretty obvious that was going to be their last one. Like,
yeah, but they went out like with a bang. Like that shit was crazy good.
I felt like they had to do it. Like they felt they had to do it. Like they were like, it's the 17th and we're done. And
I mean, I feel like they owed it to us.
Yeah.
At least.
I feel like that's how they felt too. And then after that, they were just like, all right, that was it.
Yeah, I mean, and that's cool. That night was fucking crazy magical. I brought my little sister to that gathering. She was 18. On the way up there, she was like...
I thought she was 21. She was only 18.
Or maybe she was 21. I don't know how old she is. I don't know how old my little sister is, you guys.
She's not that much younger than us.
She's a little bit younger than us.
When we were like 12, she was like Evie's age, I think.
7 or 8.
Yeah.
But like on the way up, we go to listen to Wizard of the Hood. She's like, I've never even heard this before.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh, never mind then. Take it out.
No.
Like, I was like, you're not going to hear Wizard of the Hood for the first time until it's live.
that would be hell
So,
And yeah.
great story about Laura, Josh's sister. Fucking, so, you know the skit, Suicide Hotline, right? You know?
Yeah.
Well, her mom had, like, just passed away, and she had never heard that skit before, so people would be like, call your mom. And she'd be like, she literally said, my mom's dead, like, unaware that she is playing out the skit.
Yeah.
And they were like...
And we all laughed.
We laughed, but, like, the other guy that heard that was like, serves her right, bitch! And she was just kind of like, okay.
That's a terrible thing to say.
What? And we like, Josh stopped her and was like, look, so...
Yeah, I had to hit the stop
gotta
button
hear
before
this.
she started swinging on people.
We'd be like, look, if you guys... I know...
I was like, you got to hear this first because that's not what he meant.
Yeah, he's not...
He does not know the deal with our mom, or my stepmom, her real mom, but
Yeah. Like,
nobody's really trying to hurt your feelings here.
Yeah, you just unknowingly played into the perfect storm skit right there. And
Man, that reminds me of we were standing outside the boathouse, right? And you know how you're doing the Juggalo chants in line and shit. This is really
Three-word chant.
Yeah. And everyone's like doing the if you Juggalo and you won't sell out, you know?
say fuck everybody else.
And at the last time when you're not supposed to say anything, my boy Travis was like, fuck everybody out with asshole. It was real funny.
They
Everybody
were like,
that.
oh!
Yeah, you fucked up. You fucked up.
3-word chant. Yeah.
3-word chant. That's the shit. Yeah. Just what they did. I wonder how much they paid for the CG in the Wizard of the Hood, like the backdrop and shit.
Yeah, that was like an hour-long fucking animated film, basically.
It's like 35 minutes.
It's super cool, man. And like I've watched some videos of the newer gatherings because I haven't been in a few years.
Yeah.
And they really stepped their game up because I remember back in my day they just had ICP written in light bulbs.
Yeah. Or
every year.
Yeah, like a marquee or whatever.
Yeah.
Or just a regular ass backdrop.
I forget what documentary it is. I think it's like the American Psycho documentary, and they got their roadie dude, and they're talking about breaking that thing down and setting it up, and it's got like something like 4,000 individual LED light bulbs that they got to
This
hang.
fucking screen.
The regular
nuts.
ICP shit.
Oh yeah.
And they got to unscrew them all by hand and screw them all back in and put them back in the box with packaging so they don't break.
Each one?
That's a lot of work.
For each show, yeah. And these roadies go when they like, you know,
That's why they're always so pissed.
They do the laundry every morning, and like it just shows these industrial. They're at like a laundromat at 8 a.m. and everybody else is passed out, and it's just like Faygo soaked clothes spinning in a circle, and all the clown costumes and all the props, and like them dudes go hard.
How do they dry out the wigs?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Shake them out
or just hang them up. Yeah, they're kind of plasticky.
Yeah, I don't think you can put those in a dryer, man.
Yeah,
They're like nylon.
Yeah, it'll just melt into a big wig fucking mold.
Just be like a hard cap at that point. You just put it on.
Wizard of the Hood was tight. I like how they got all the dudes that were on tour for the midget wrestling league
God, that was them?
to play the Munchkins. Yeah, they
That's
were on
awesome.
tour and they came and did midget wrestling. I think one night, and
I don't know why I thought ICP just had a team of midgets.
and then they all
that makes perfect sense that was the wrestling league.
and they coincided it, and all the
Wrestlers are basically actors anyway.
Yeah, and all the wrestlers played all the Munchkins. You know, I just remember all the fireworks, man. The fireworks are so crazy, especially if you partake in hallucinogens and they're going off nonstop. It'll give you a shell shock kind of feeling.
Especially when they go off in the crowd like 2 feet from you.
And even when they don't, and they're in the sky for so long, it sometimes, depending on what kind of headspace you're in, it feels like they're blowing up like 2 feet above your head the whole time.
The last year I went at the last day when ICP was playing, at the end of their set, everyone started setting paper lanterns up to float away, and I'm like, where the fuck did all these come from?
Yeah, where have you guys been keeping these the entire gathering?
Did everybody know about this and not so?
Yeah, they did.
A bunch of people knew about them. It was, I believe it was for in remembrance of someone that had fallen.
Cannibal.
It might have been Cannibal. It might have been somebody else. We lose a bunch of us every year. It sucks dicks.
Yeah.
This past year they had this special effects team out there, and they had this big bubble machine and like a stencil, and they were sending up bubble hatchet men in the air.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah.
Floated.
I had to inquire about how they did that, and they were like, it's basically like a cannon with a
It's a
nozzle on the end that's hatchet man shaped. It's like a bubble cannon.
Yeah, and they just
Shoot 'em
like
out.
cut it off with a fucking straight thing or whatever, and they just float in the air. But it was like these big. I mean, they were big.
Man, that's fucking cool.
And I was tripping, so I was like, is that a hatchet man in the
How do they do that?
What is that? Is
How
that
they do that?
smoke? Or what?
How
I
they
found
do
out
that?
later it was bubbles.
Yeah, I think later I found on Instagram, hashtag GOTJ, there was a special effects company that was like, this is some of the shit we took to gather into the Juggalos, and it showed some of their, like, they did the foam parties too, because it was basically foam, with like some helium as a propellant to make them float. I don't fucking know, but it showed them.
I think if you just blow them in the air with air, the air will catch them and they just float on their own after that.
Possibly.
If you've ever been to a foam party, when you throw foam up in the air, it's kind of like slow to go up and slow to come back down.
Fucking the drone footage has
Those
been
are
pretty
usually
nuts.
inside, so. Oh yeah, the drone footages are great until somebody shoots your drone down.
Yeah, but my thing
Bottle
is
rocket or
everybody's
something.
trying to shoot your drone out the air with Faygo or bottle rockets or mortars.
Yeah, yours didn't get shot down, though.
I had people looking at my drone. I was like, if this gets hit, run towards it, because I'm looking at the controller and the screen.
Were you the person that was telling me about trying to figure out how to like remotely fire bottle rockets from your drone? Somebody was
Purely speculation.
Purely speculation.
I'm not gonna say yes,
Speculation, rumors, hearsay.
but that is a thing you might be able to do.
Yeah, somebody.
Somebody could probably do that. Not for real. They got guns, drones that shoot guns.
Well, we need those to get the banner down.
I saw where some like high school kid made one for a science project, and it was like a drone that shot up like a 22 and it would like recoil and balance itself.
Man,
that's kind of what they're for. That's what they made them for.
And he got arrested.
Oh, yeah, I imagine so.
And
It's
the-
kind of
yeah.
like the gun Roombas, the Boombas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoots anything it bumps
Jeez,
into.
the Claymore on the Roomba.
Or yeah, the Claymore Roomba.
That's crazy. Don't
That's
let it bump
the
into
Boomba.
anything.
Sorry, the gun Roomba is not the Boomba. The Boomba is the Claymore Roomba.
Yeah.
Don't let it bump into
Which-
anything.
Which
It's coming.
as soon as it gets to the wall, it's gonna explode. But you know.
I was watching a video of CNC Music Factory the other day from the past gathering. You know, everybody dance now.
Yeah.
And
Sorry.
fucking in the video, it's like me and Bebop and Pony, like chilling in the background. I don't know. That shit was hilarious.
I love seeing homies in the videos. Like, what was it? Juggo Island. There's a bunch of.
Oh yeah, because we were there that year that they performed that.
Yeah.
I like seeing the random YouTube documentaries, like American Juggalo. I'm in that.
one.
You're in
Yeah.
that. Josh,
I'm not in it.
you weren't there that year, I don't think.
I think I was, but I didn't give
No,
a
I
fuck.
think that's the year I went with Kylo, even though we were already broken up, and I ended up hanging out with What the Fuck Chuck's friends.
Okay, yeah.
Like I'm in it for like 5-10 minutes, but I'm
Yeah.
just asleep in a hammock
I
behind the people they're interviewing.
I don't know what to say. Dude, like, put me
fuck
on the
a hammock.
spot.
They were
I'm just
mostly
like,
talking to
have
Ryan
some
and
liquor.
Little Matt walks by and was like, no camping. But they were talking to Featherwolf
Yeah.
for
No
a long
camping.
time. He was talking
Right.
about how he stole that one girl.
He
from
was
the
like,
van.
yeah, we've got
Chicks be
getting
hoes
married or
together.
some shit.
Well, he ended up dating her and moving her here.
Yeah,
and
they
then
had a
she
kid
beat him
together.
up. Like,
Look, I'm no one to talk shit. I would literally met the mother of my child at gathering.
well, that was my fault. I brought her. I tried to tell you before she showed up.
Look, it had to happen. I've got a beautiful, smart baby girl.
She's gonna hear this.
There's
Oh,
gonna be some editing
possibly.
for this
No,
one.
I ain't editing shit. Look, all I'm saying is I met her at gathering. At the time, it was magical.
Yeah, it was.
And now I have a beautiful baby girl. So in my mind, I had to do all
Yeah,
that.
that's a win.
It's a win. It's a win-win. If you don't consider all the after and in betweens. But either way, it's a win.
We're not looking at those right now. We're looking
Yeah,
at
yeah.
the win.
Just random gathering memories, right? We're standing there watching. I think it was fucking ICP, the last set, right? Oh yeah, we're standing like in the back because we're like we're gonna fucking leave tonight.
Which
Yeah.
gathering is this?
I don't fucking remember, man.
That's one of them.
They're all. The
I don't mean to
same.
interrupt you, but have you made it to gathering, or have you made it to ICP to the end? Every gathering you've been to?
Yeah, because I didn't even leave with the people that left that year that
Okay.
I'm talking about. Yeah, I always stayed till the end. One time, my car wouldn't start and I couldn't leave. So I stayed there longer than everybody.
Stuck together.
But no, this random girl comes up, right? And she's like, smoke some weed. And I'm like, fuck yeah, that's great. You know? And she's like, it's good weed. And I'm like, yeah, great. And she goes to do next to me. She's like, here's $100 bill. And I'm like, hey, I really appreciate the bowl, but what the fuck, man? Why does he get $100?
Yeah, why does he get the $100 bill?
If I'd have known we were getting shit for free, I'd have pulled my dick out.
She gave like 4 or 5 people like $100. I was like,
Was it a fake one?
I looked real. I don't even give a shit if
Maybe-
it's fake.
maybe she ran
I
out
could
of
have
weed.
bought some weed for the way home.
I got a story that ties into that. Fucking some of our homies, I'm not even going to say their names or whatever. They can own up to it if they're ever on the podcast, but so they were part of the like construction crew on Gather and building stages. So they were there a couple of days before and shit. And they ended up blowing all their money, or something happened. Somebody stole their money. Anyway, no money.
They blew all their money.
They probably blew all their money. Anyway, they were broke, you know, and my homie's going around, you know, letting people body slam him and choke slam him and power bomb him for various amounts of money through the whole gathering. And then, you know, he's like, look, it's been 2 days. I've made and spent about $1,000 on getting body slammed in the street. You know, pretty much getting body slammed and then buying drugs so that I can get fucked up and forget I just got body slammed 25 times. And so they were having a hard time figuring out how they were going to get home and whatnot. And then they magically find a counterfeit $100 bill on the ground. And then got another one of our belligerent homies that may or may not have been dressed up as a holiday character to go and go up to someone, maybe a food truck, maybe a vendor, I don't know who it was, but they bought some shit and got some change.
It was the stick chicken vendor.
I don't want to say who it was. I don't want to put nobody out there or be too specific. But anyway,
You've been very specific.
there was apparently there was a bunch of counterfeit money going around that year, and they
had like Japanese writing printed on the back.
Yeah, you can get like prop money for music videos and shit, and when you're just
from Wish.
And I'm pretty sure that whoever the wasted person was like, hell yeah, $100 bill, let me give you change. But anyway, that's how they got home. Carnival shall provide.
And after that, none of the vendors would accept $100 bills or $50 bills.
Is that true?
Yes.
Oh.
I told you, I know who you're talking about because I was there.
I know.
I'm not going to reveal who they are, but I know that it was, in fact, the chicken on a stick vendor.
Okay.
They went to
They have some good food there, man.
Dude, the chicken on the stick. If you don't go to Gathering and have either a giant turkey leg or a chicken on a stick, you didn't gather.
This one year they were grilling these like 1.5 inch thick pork chops.
Yeah.
Fuck. I went up and I bought one, right? And while she was handing it to me, it fell. And I just looked at her, I was like, she just handed me another one. I picked that shit up. It was wrapped in foil. I was like, I got 2. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That shit was great. I have so many good food memories. The pork chops, the pizza with the Wolfpack girl.
Speak on them.
The fucking hot dog barbecue that you were talking about.
Yeah, fucking...
Shit, I was just walking by one time and this dude was like, hey man, it's second day and we have these cheeseburgers, so we gotta fucking cook them. Do you want a cheeseburger? And I'm like, yes, I want a fucking cheeseburger.
Yeah, man, there's always some juggalos like, hey man, eat a hot dog. Come here.
Like, I've been rich and I've been broke and I've been fed the whole time either way.
Yeah.
Like, last year, fucking somebody was like, you want some cocaine and some extra french fries? And I was like, I'll take the fries. Like,
like, look, if I do the cocaine, I'm not gonna be able to eat the fries.
yeah,
so.
at the same time, no.
Let me eat the fries.
They had a fucking taco shack there now, man, too.
The taco spot.
They're like,
kept me
for
fed
so many
like
years
a
they
whole
didn't have
year.
tacos, and then they have $2 tacos. I was like, this is a dream come true.
$2 tacos.
I could live off of this shit.
Dude, they had fucking smoothies last year. I stood in line so long for so many smoothies, and they were like the only place. Like, a lot of the places didn't take cards
Oh, the
last
fresh
year for some
lemonade,
reason.
man.
The
They put
smoothie
the
place
fucking
took
half a
fucking
lemon in that
The
bitch.
strawberry daiquiri
Shit's
hut's
fucking
pretty
good.
dank.
Yeah, I remember that. And they were like, if you bring alcohol, we'll put it in
We'll
there.
just put it in there.
Sweet.
Yeah, I'm always about 70-30, with the 70 being like buying grilled cheeses and random shit from homies. Shout out the homie Dead Body Dan from Philly. He always makes some Philly cheesesteaks. Them shits are bomb. I've had grilled cheeses. I've had fucking hot dogs. I've had, ramen noodles. People just give me shit randomly. Like, yeah, at a point, I guess people were like, we need to cook stuff.
Yeah, I always bring like a case of Chef Boyardee.
Yeah.
Just, first, when you're hungry at the end of the night or some shit, you crack open a can, throw it in the fire.
Yeah, the past couple of years, I've been going with like little individual chicken salad mixing things with crackers and chicken salad.
Oh, yeah.
And Vienna sausages and pistachios, man. I brought like 2 pounds of pistachios last year, and that was mostly all I ate.
One time I
besides some
forgot
carnival
to
food.
crack my ravioli lid. I just threw it in the fire and it fucking shot ravioli all over my shoes.
Speaking of fucking ravioli lids, ravioli.
Speaking of
and
motherfucking ravioli lids, you want to tell it or?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell it.
Tell it,
So
fucking dick breath.
this motherfucker over here, talking about Josh, not Mike. Mike's a motherfucker too, but different kind. First gather, well, I don't even know. No, it was like
17.
It was the 17th. Yeah. This motherfucker decides he's gonna eat some ravioli. Just cracked the can, started eating them out the can. I mean, I'm sure they were probably a little warm.
It happens.
Shit's
But,
rude.
but I don't like cold fucking ravioli. But
I mean,
Good out the
I
can.
depends
asked
on
this
how hungry you
man
are.
throw away his goddamn can. He just drops it on. We had a tarp for the floor. He drops it on the tarp. We got ravioli juice all over the goddamn tarp. And I'm like, man, do you want ants? Is this how you fucking get ants? And he was like, it's gathering. I don't give a shit.
Littering
Blah, blah.
at gathering is a controversial topic, though,
And
isn't
then-
it?
No.
then-
I'm gonna tell my version when he's done lying.
I'm not lying. I'm not fucking lying. We come back later and what the fuck is on the goddamn tent eating ravioli out the goddamn can? Fucking ants.
All right.
I like.
So hear me out. I ate the shits. I didn't throw nothing on no tarp. I might have set the can down on the edge of the tarp, and I remember spilling a couple like dime-sized spots on the tarp. Kyle's like, "You gonna clean that up?" I was like, "No, fuck you." oh, you ain't gonna clean that up? We're gonna get ants. I was like, bet. We're all gonna get ants because it's gathering. It's like day 2. Ants are inevitable. It's all
ants
inevitable.
Were here first, Kyle.
Why can't the ants eat?
Yeah,
He's like,
that's
no.
what he said after that. He was like, ants live outside. Where are we outside? And
The
like,
ants are always gathering.
The ants are always gathering. We're just hooking them up.
They can gather. I just don't want them gathering right here. And they wouldn't have been right there if you hadn't left the goddamn ravioli can.
And I feel like I wiped up the dribble with my sock because I had on socks. And I just wiped it with socks.
You didn't until at least after the ants had showed up.
And then ants
the
came.
Ants wouldn't have shown up otherwise.
Either way.
There was a can that was tipped over at this point.
Ant lives matter.
I'm not saying they don't. I just don't want them on our type. Again, they were big motherfuckers.
So you want to gather with
too.
everybody but the ants?
No. See,
You're just
alright,
prejudiced.
So now this thing goes on that Kyle fucking hates ants. Like all the time, Mandy and Josh keep saying Kyle hates ants. And I'm like,
Kyle hates ants.
I love ants. Ants are fucking awesome.
And his bullet point is that I'm just a fucking litterer.
Yeah, he's just a litterer and a trashy, slobby motherfucker. And that's my bullet point. Clean your shit up at gathering.
I'm usually real good about it. I did set my fucking spaghetti on the tarp. But at the same time, you got in my grill and was like, you're going to clean that up. And I was like, oh, no.
I was like, you're going to pick that up so we don't get ants. And you were like, fuck you.
Yeah.
And then we got ants. And I was like, oh, lo and behold,
I'm
we
sorry.
have fucking ants.
I'm stubborn as shit. I'm sure if you would have been like, hey, man, are you going to pick that up, please?
I'm
Or
not
something.
no.
But no, you were a dick. Like, you're always a dick. And I was like, fuck you,
That's
dude.
my character. You can't just stray too far from your character.
Well,
Especially not a gathering.
Well, if you try to be
You
a
gotta
dick.
bring the whole character out in that
If
gathering.
you try to be a dick to me about spaghetti sauce at gathering, I'm probably just going to laugh at you.
Well, I'll do it here at home too.
And roll in ants and love it just to spite you. Cause
Then you're gonna crush the ants. See, you're the one that hates ants. You wanna draw them in so you can fucking roll on them and crush them.
I mean,
See that? I could do it too.
spin it all around. What do you guys think about people setting shit on fire at gathering?
Well, last year the park benches and stuff. I mean, that was a little excessive, but we left before that happened, so we had nothing to do with any of that.
So I hear that
We
the
set
place was
the-
still super stoked about the turnout, and I'm sure that they pay them X amount of dollars for insurance ahead of time.
Oh no, they burned a $100 picnic bench.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're like, great, take it out on the picnic bench and not our park.
It's just a picnic bench. It's
We'll get
not
another
like
picnic
It
bench.
was
somebody
multiple
lit on
picnic-
fire one of those big wooden hay bale things and rolled
Right.
it down a giant hill.
into the woods. Or something. Right, but I don't,
Don't give anybody any ideas.
Oh,
Like, hold on.
I'm pretty sure we did that.
So I got something.
And when
I
I
wanna
say
talk
we, I
about.
mean the collective
Yeah, you mean
gathering
juggalos,
as a whole,
not you
not
yourself.
our people.
I got something I want to talk about. Like the other day, I was saying little Matt showed me a bunch of snapshots of the 04, and these were off of like disposable cameras.
Yeah.
And then when I first started going and went to Hog Rock, you know, phones didn't work. So people mostly just didn't have a phone. And then, you know, I took a couple breaks after the 12th or 13th gathering for a while till the 17th. And then everybody had, but then during that time I noticed like cell phone reception worked at the new places, and people are
got
live
HD.
streaming and people were posting about it and this and that. And I'm like, you know, I felt like the part of the magic of it all was like, I would tell my boss, my family, everybody, look, phone's off. Ain't gonna have no phone. And then it also brings to light, like, there's so many more videos on YouTube and documentation of it, which I feel like brings more people that are just like, not necessarily fan, but like, oh, I want to go wild out.
Or
And-
festy kids.
Yeah, and then there's videos, you know, of, like, let's say last year we set a picnic, we had a bonfire in the middle of main stage. I feel like, you know, because it's all over YouTube, when we do gather again, a bunch of kids are going to see this shit, be like, we've been locked up with no music festivals. Last year they burned some shit.
We're gonna burn some
Let's
more
go
too."
and burn a bunch of shit. You know what I mean? And I feel like, you know, shit rolls downhill in a snowball effect. What do you guys
Yeah, it
think
was
about the phone
definitely like a,
situation?
oh, there's the Hatchet Man.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
bubble.
there's the full magic man.
It was definitely more like a secret
That's
back
what
in
I'm
the
saying.
day, you know?
We're watching
Like
gathering
back then,
footage.
people didn't even know what juggalos were and shit, you know? Like,
Yeah, I feel like part of it all changed with Family Underground.
Yeah.
Yeah, or it was either the 11th or 12th. It was one of the years you didn't go that I was there. They pay-per-viewed the gathering.
It's
I
weird
remember
how
watching the
juggalos
pay-per-view
have
of
like
that, and it
come
sucked.
out and
They
pop
showed
culture and
they
shit.
showed the drug bridge at Hog Rock like on pay-per-view, and then like my parents fucking rented it and watched it to see what I was at. And at the
Oh,
time,
shit.
I was living a double life. Like now that I'm 31 and moved out, like I don't give a shit if my parents know I smoke weed and shit. But
Yeah.
they fucking saw that and were like, oh, so we saw the gathering online, we saw the drug bridge, and I'm like, oh god, what did you see on the drug bridge?
Who told our parents about the
You
drug
came
bridge?
out. You came out to your parents as a juggalo. You were like, "This
Man,
is
no,
what
my
it-
parents knew I was a juggalo.
This is
at,
what it
like,
really
11
is,
years
though.
old,
This is
when
what
they
it
found
actually
a
means."
Real Box CD that I had Josh get for me and then bring in. They found it.
Yeah, we was smuggling them shits
We were
back
smuggling
in the day.
ICP in my sheltered
It's got,
life.
it's got this
Like-
much to do with ICP music and this much to do with showing your butthole on the drug bridge.
Well, I remember the
Pretty
year.
much, yeah. That's what gathering's about. It's about this much ICP, and it's a really small amount. I know you guys can't see, and then this much showing your butthole on the drug bridge for drugs, or just to show your butthole, and my arms are fully stretched out.
Yeah.
Which is 6 feet.
He got a big wingspan too. That's a
Yeah.
lot of butthole showing.
Apparently, I've heard that your arm's length is the same as your height is vertical.
Just
and
telling somebody
I'm
that the
6
other
foot.
day.
Yeah, it depends on your body type.
Is it true?
There's like 2 or 3. Like some people are longer with shorter arms. Some people are shorter with longer arms, and
You got
some
a
people are
tape
just
measure?
square.
I feel like I'm pretty equal. Like,
I mean, I wonder, yeah, because I mean,
You
I
think
don't
I'm
know.
equal?
I don't know.
You ever watch a fight and be like, one of the fighters taller, but he has less reach?
I think your arms
that ever
are
happen?
a little bit shorter, but not much.
I feel like my arms are a
From
little bit
fingertip
shorter.
to fingertip.
Maybe. I'm 5'11".
you have a tape measure?
I do
Look,
have a tape.
Actually,
measure.
no. If
We're
you're
gonna-
5'11",
we're-
that.
Anyway.
You're spot on.
We're getting
I'm
distracted, y'all. We over here talking about
These are
wingspans.
these are not gathering shenanigans.
Yeah. This is a question left for gathering.
We don't have to. I guess we should stay on topic.
This one time I was at gathering and I was asking Scott Hall how wide his wingspan was versus how tall he was, and then we got. No, I'm just kidding.
And then he said, "Well, look,
So
man,
you got
your
tape measure?"
wingspan
He
is
said-
as long as you are tall." Yeah, that's how we wrote those things.
And then he said, "So they say hello to the bad guy."
Yeah. So breathe Chico.
And then he signed a toothpick for me with a Sharpie and it just blacked it out. And I got it framed on
You
my
know
wall.
that sounds like a believable Scott Hall story, to be honest. He's like, yeah, all you guys too big.
There's a signature. I got you. Swig it. Fucking
And then Kevin Nash was there, like, what the fuck, Scott?
Have you guys ever gotten to meet somebody you always wanted to meet at a gathering, whether it be like an out of town homie or like an artist or whatever, anything like that?
Not that I wanted to meet, but I met them, and then I was like, wow, that was interesting. I know it's controversial, but we met Ron Jeremy, who is now in a lot of fucking trouble, and you shook his hand,
yeah.
and I was like, you know how many buttholes you just touched?
That's
You
gross.
touched his hand.
We did meet Ron Jeremy. I
We
forgot
ran
all about
into that same year. We ran into Tom Green.
Yeah.
We were just cutting behind. We were trying to take a cut to the main stage. We were going behind the vendors and shit, like in a little back alley. And who walks out by himself? Just him, looking high as fuck. Tom Green.
Yeah,
And
we were
like,
making ninja moves away from the crowd.
We were making ninja moves through the cut, and we run into Tom Green, who was also making ninja moves through the cut. And we were like, "Oh, hey, Tom Green." He was like, "What's up, guys?" And then he just kind of dipped
Disappeared.
off. Yeah, so that was weird.
Yeah.
So I remember after that year, speaking of your parents, we got back and they showed us a news clip that they had saved or filmed on TV, DVR'd, and it was about Tila Tequila getting attacked. And
Oh, yeah.
And it shows in the clip us and Kyla standing on the stage with a giant sign that says "cunt,"
And we're right in front of her.
and we're right in front of her, and it's blurred out on the fucking.
They were like,
shit.
"Are you guys there for that?" And we were like, "No."
We were like, no, we weren't there for that. And literally, they play the clip and it's us
Yeah,
throwing shit at
in,
Tila Tequila.
every picture of the crowd from that, we are clearly visible.
right there. We were like, no, that wasn't us. Y'all are tripping. So yeah, I say phones shouldn't be allowed. I'm gonna take a scrambler next year.
I kind of like having my phone, but only to get a hold of people that are at gathering, not really to post
Yeah.
stuff. I don't really social media when I'm at gathering, at all.
I think last year I made 1 or 2 posts. And to be fair, I did use my phone. To be fair, so I used my phone for most of every year for the past couple of years. I've been making a little Camp Diamond documentary that's on my YouTube channel /
I was about to
JustBlink
say, where is it?
757.
I tried doing that 6 hours in. I went swimming with my phone, like I told you.
Yeah. So I had to be real careful with my phone. I had extra batteries. I had my drone in my backpack, so I had to be careful with my sobriety and not setting my shit down.
Right.
But at the same time, like I said, I might have made 1 social media post while at gathering. And then when I got back, I edited my video and uploaded it, which is, that's cool. You should be able to do, but there's people live streaming it and it just kills the freshness of being exclusive, you know? Like,
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, plus it's like I don't have time to do all this shit. I'm trying to enjoy myself, you know.
the couple years that I didn't
I guess,
go,
like,
I
during
was
the
just
day,
at
like-
home watching people stream it. And I'm like, you know, it's not the same, but it's better than having nothing at all. But I feel like because I didn't go, I don't deserve to be able to sit there and watch other people have fun.
You know what? Now that you've said that, that's how I feel too. I don't want people that didn't put in the effort to go to fucking gathering to enjoy gathering. They need to
How
suffer in
dare
the dark.
you.
Yeah,
How
how
dare
dare
they.
they?
I mean, yeah.
You guys don't. If you don't gather, you don't matter.
And I've always hated that expression, but it's, I mean,
I don't hate that expression. I like it.
maybe I just feel this way today. It could
Well, I mean,
change.
none of us
but
gathered this year. The
Yeah,
gathering
we're
was
all
canceled.
virtual gathering this year.
Yeah, we don't matter this year.
None of us mattered this year.
That's why we're podcasting and talking about how much we don't matter.
I'm not entirely sure
Or we're
what that
just-
means, but I think there's like a date and a
So there's a
website.
bunch of cats gathering in fucking Mississippi right now.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah.
Where it's a fuck Rona fest.
Yes.
And a lot of people are hating on it. A lot of people aren't. I haven't, you know, I looked at the lineup and it's a bunch of people I haven't heard of. But
That's
on
a bunch
one-
of Juggalo openers.
so like I'm split. Like I'm super bipolar with it. On one hand, I'm like, look guys, gathering's canceled. We're trying to all stay healthy, and we just got to set this year out and let it chill. Let the numbers line up with the year. That'll be fresh. But on the other hand, I'm like, more props to them motherfuckers that are like, nah, we're still gonna go hanging out. You know, it doesn't matter the artist. It doesn't matter what they got going on. Like as long as they're kicking it and hanging out. I heard there was like 60 to 100 people there. Like,
Yeah.
shout outs to them, man. Fucking do
I
your
hope
thing.
You guys didn't get
I
the
mean,
Rona.
I hope you guys stay safe. I hope Rona's not like, fuck you too, watch this.
Those numbers seem like they fit within the phase 3 parameters or whatever.
Only
be
we're
alright.
in phase 3. Other states are going backwards.
Every other state, I mean, I feel like all states are different with their regulations and all the bullshit they're spitting about this virus. But either way, like, you know, like I said, I'm split decision. I didn't go because I'm like, I'm not risking it. Especially to Mississippi.
No,
I'm
fuck
good on
fucking
some, it's
Mississippi.
probably
It's hot as
150
fuck.
degrees. I'm still voting for fucking Hell Wicked Gathering.
Yes, man.
Ooh, that would be nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just make it
Campfire
a Halloween
stories.
gathering. Like, that's time, man. That's got to be like a popular idea.
Problem
with
is,
everybody.
I already used all my vacation days as sick days, though.
So
'Cause
just,
I realized I wasn't going to gathering, so I had to take a day off to recover from that depression. And then there's a few days where I was just like too drunk to go to work. So it's like, you know what? They're letting us use our vacation days as sick days. Let me go ahead and do that now. I got like two. Well, no, I don't have any days left.
just
for
tell
the whole year.
them, you got any grandparents that are already dead?
Yes.
So just tell them your grandma died. And
That's all I
then,
got.
and I'd be like, my grandparent died, and I've got to take off for this week. And just say that. And then if they find out that your grandparent died 10 years ago, what does it matter?
Nah, they're not gonna find out shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Unless
be
they
like, I
listen
didn't
to-
say-
Unless they listen to this podcast.
Just be like, I didn't say when they died. I just said my grandma's dead. I need the next week off. I mean, I could just make, you know, George Washington's dead. I need the next week off.
Oh my
It's a
God.
loophole.
Oh, I got a butt infection.
Yeah, you need to go to the butt inspection.
They'll be like, what?
I got a butt infection. I need a butt inspection, and gathering's the only way to do it.
And I'm worried it might give me an erection.
But that'd be cool, man. Like, we could all trick or treat at each other's tents. We could motherfucking have a parade. You know, it could be cold at night.
We
We're
wear
really
like sweaters and shit. Yeah.
sweaters, campfires. You know,
We won't all get
Fucking
sunburned.
marshmallows and
we won't get super
Well,
sunburned.
smell-
everybody will
a
have
lot
Halloween
better.
costumes on and shit.
Ooh,
Yeah.
costumes, yeah.
Like a lot of people costume anyway, but I'd be more
I
incentivized.
feel like it would be more.
I'll
it was-
bring, I'll bring costumes for the whole
And
week.
look,
If
we
it was cold
trick or
at night,
treat.
Yeah,
Trick or treat at the gathering. Everybody have fucking candy. That would be so dope.
yeah.
They'd probably be handing out drugs, but
Yeah.
either way.
Take
this
this
is
candy,
special
it's
candy.
magical.
Either way, fucking.
Like,
I'm
dude,
for it. I'm there for it.
Like, I accidentally ate 35 hits of acid.
Yeah,
They
this,
didn't tell me those gummy bears were special.
I just like gummy bears.
but it would be yeah. I don't know if we could pull it off. It'd be fresh. I still don't see it happening.
Yeah, even
would-
if we had to wait till next year and they did it at the fucking place they were supposed to do it at this year, that would be cool.
Tight.
That would be dope.
I would be happy with that.
I'd be
yeah.
super happy with that. Yeah.
I've never been to Nelson Ledges, but I heard nothing
It's-
but
The
fantastic
lake there
things.
is the shit.
Well,
man. You
Nelson
can go
Ledges
cliff
is
diving.
Nelson Ledges is back open now.
Yeah.
And
We just go camp there.
I saw some juggalos
Talking
saying
about,
that
like,
they
they're
were
just
just
gonna
going
go.
to camp.
Mhm.
And they're just going to
Which
hang
is,
out.
I would do that too, because the lake is the shit, man. There's like this one part that you walk by on the back, and then there's like this rock shelf that goes all the way out to the middle, and it's like an inch under the surface of the water.
Huh.
I was like, I'm fucking Juggalo Jesus walking
Yeah,
on water.
walking on the water.
We met
fresh.
Juggalo Jesus a couple times. I think they were all different Juggalo Jesuses, but
Yeah, you can never tell.
I was a little upset he wasn't just carrying around bread and wine. But, you know.
I'm hungry.
He could
Wine
have just turned
sandwich.
into it, and I'd be like, thank you, Juggalo Jesus. You've saved us all.
So what's the most epic thing that ever happened to you at a gathering? Or what specific memories you got? Anything you want to talk about?
Let's talk about how Saria set her face on fire.
What?
Damn.
So
I think I touched on this in a previous episode, but yeah, go ahead.
she,
Our homegirl Blue.
yeah, she's a fire eater, and it's her passion. She really loves doing it, and she got to be in, was it the burlesque show, and like,
Yep.
she's performed for people plenty of times. She's really good at it. She's never really had a serious accident or anything like that, but being a juggalo in the Juggalesque show at gathering kind of, I guess, adds an extra bit of pressure. Plus, there's not really.
It's just like the rap battle shit, man. That shit was on like the second night. By then
Yeah.
we were like on day 4 of
I
gathering.
think this was like third night or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah, it was.
they're not really well organized, so she ended up getting rushed on stage. Like, she was supposed to go out first with the other 2 performers that were already there, but the other 2 performers were like already on stage before she ever knew what happened. There was supposed to be a fire safety team there that was supposed to be there in case anything did happen, but of course that was also on there. So she goes out there, and basically you're supposed to, when you dip your torches or whatever to light them, you're supposed to flick them a couple times to get the extra fuel off. She didn't really have time to do that. She just flicked them a little bit and went in there.
Went in with wet flammable
Went in there with
torches.
wet flame, and then when she fucking lit them and tried to swallow fire, like, I'm in the crowd. I was the only person that went to go see her or whatever because I thought it would be cool to see, but instead what I saw was a little bit scary because that's my friend up there.
Yeah.
But she lights them, and she goes to eat the fire, and when she does eat the fire, but at the time the fuel drips, which was also on fire, and it gets on her chin, her neck, it got on her arm too, and she noticed, she was like, puts it out or whatever, but of course burns don't take effect right away. It's like the whole next day, or I saw it a little bit after, and it's a little bit red, but the next day when we all get up or whatever, that shit's like yellow scab, like burn, and I walked her to the medical tent or whatever, be like, hey, you guys got any burn ointment? Because you guys are the EMT, and they're just like, nah, fireworks, huh? And we're like, no, you dickhead.
No, you dickhead.
Yeah, no. And we ended up going to see her friend who's a fire breather, whatever, spits fire.
EMTs are cool though.
And she had like prescription burn cream and all that, so we got Saria fixed up, and now you can't ever tell if she got burned. But that shit was pretty intense. I'm sitting there in the crowd.
Well, what happened was
doing drugs with some random people.
Yeah.
And then my
friend's face is on
fire.
Yeah, I remember it was I think I had just performed at the fucking little side peep this shit tent or something. D Evil woke me up off of 3 hours of sleep, was like, you ready to do that? And I was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, you said you would perform with me. And I was like, he's like, we got 10 minutes. I was like, well, it takes like 5 minutes to walk down there. And I'm just like dead out cold. Go down there, perform, whatever, kill the game. And then we find Blue, or somebody who's like, yo, we need to talk to Blue. And like, we found her, and she's like, look, you know, I burned my face and I'm cool, but I need to get this prescription cream that they don't have here. And like, instead of leaving tomorrow, would you guys be okay with leaving tonight after ICP? And we were like, yeah, you know, no problem. Save your face so you're not scarred forever. Like, yeah, I stayed for ICP and stayed the night, you know.
Yeah, no.
Not worth it.
My face is fucked.
Not worth it. So we just elected one of us out of each car group to stay sober that night so we could roll out. And yeah, she, you can't even tell anything happened. But it was sketchy.
What's funny about everybody staying sober, like Chuck was supposed to be the one that stayed sober in our car. Bebop was trash, of course. And fucking, I had like just before ICP eating like 2 hits of acid, so like I was like still almost coming up while we were fucking leaving. And
Yeah.
by the way, that was the worst ICP set I've ever seen. So I was just like yelling out the window, like, "Fuck
the
that
ICP
set."
set from
Yeah,
last
they
year.
they rolled it. They went through a timeline.
They
and
did a chronological. I mean, it was the
For
20th.
each album, they did a song, and of course, the last 10 years of music have just been complete garbage. So the second half of the entire set, I was just like, ah.
In your opinion,
Yeah, in my opinion, I'm sorry, anyone that likes their new shit.
I like some of their
What are
new
you talking
shit.
about, man?
I like-
No, you stop.
I like this and that. The old shit obviously is my favorite, but I don't like the chronological set that they did just because instead of bouncing around the genres and the different bangers and the moods, they went like Carnival of Carnage, Juggler, like Get Off Me Dog, Wagon, Toy Box, like
Yeah.
all the way through, and then they ended with a new song that it's called like Be Safe
Yeah.
off of Flip the Rat or Fearless Fred Fury. And I've only heard the song once or twice, but that's their new like Ender, Fago Armageddon,
Yeah.
and I was not feeling it. I think we rolled out right then, right when they
Yeah,
set
we
the
did.
shit on fire.
We did, right when everything caught on fire.
I was like, yeah,
But-
what is this? I'm good.
So
But that's just me.
we get like an hour out, and Bebop finally passes out, and then like Chuck starts fucking like nodding out at the wheel, like as we're going, and he's like, "Hey, I need to pull over and rest soon." And of course, we got 2 cars. You guys are behind us with Mandy, and then Pony's behind us, and then like, I'm like, bro, we can't. We just left. We can't literally sit here and sleep at the first thing. And
Yeah,
like,
this is why we left,
And
to
I'm
get
like-
back.
I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'm fucking driving. By the way, guys, colors are really vibrant right now. It's a good thing I've done this before. Like, fuck.
Yeah, I think I was trashed
Oh.
during ICP.
And I was on
then-
probation with no license. I was on probation for DUI of all things too, and I'm like,
Yikes.
I think
it's that or we sacrifice everything, so I guess I'll just handle it.
I think Mandy drove the first couple hours back, and then I kind of took a nap and got the grips about me, and then when I woke up, I drove us like the majority of the way back, like I do. Like she
Most
usually,
of the time.
she usually drive. I'm like, yeah, y'all get us there, and I'll bite the bullet on the way back and drive back. Fucking, yeah.
I significantly give less shits about things on the way back than I do on the way there. I'm a little paranoid. I'm like, man, I wasn't supposed to leave state. I'm not sure what the ASAP.
On the way back, you just drive as fast as you can.
Yeah, I don't give a. Chuck had to pee, like Chuck when he finally woke up from his nap from being fucked up was like, I gotta piss. Pull over immediately. Like,
Yeah.
And like I pulled over and he got out and just started pissing on the side of the highway. And then like Pony, who's all the way in the back by himself, is really confused as to what's going on. So he's like getting out of the car and is like walking towards me. And then Chuck gets back in the car. So I'm like paranoid as shit sitting there. So I hop back in the car and start driving off. And Pony's like halfway to my car. I was like.
Yeah,
Getting
I
back
made
in
my
the
girl.
car.
I made my girl stop on the side of the road once so I could hang my ass over the guardrail and take a crap.
Wow. Ass over the guardrail crap.
It was
How bad
nighttime,
did you
so
have
I
to
was like,
shit?
I was nighttime and there's no other cars. I'm like, I'm doing this right here.
Okay.
You know what?
That's balls, my
Yeah, that's
friend.
ballsy, man.
I would never.
I
I'm
would
so
not
scared.
Like,
I'm
where'd
such a
you
timid shitter.
Josh won't even shit if he's not at home, man.
That's for real. In a gathering, what I do last year, we took
He
our
eats
own
a bunch
shitter.
of bark and pine and shit, and he makes a butt plug out of it on the inside of his stomach like a bear.
This is true.
Like,
No, this past year we brought a shitter tent, and then I think the 17th I brought a little
There was
camping shitter.
Mandy had a camping shitter.
No, I brought it.
Oh, you brought it.
Matter of fact, I think it's still in my garage with the same shit in it.
Wait.
Yeah. No, not really, but
Nice.
So
Oh,
I only
I
had to
looked
use
it up.
that once and as an emergency. But the trick to gathering shitting is you got to stay up till sunrise, and you got to find the shitter trucks coming through cleaning out the porta potties, and you got to ninja up behind them and wait for them to clean out a row, and then you could be the first one in that bitch. It's usually between
It's a little wet, but
6 or 10 in the morning.
It
Yeah, it's
smells
a little
nice.
wet, but it's that it's that sanitizing chemical shit they use. So I'm like, at least it's that wet and not anything else at gathering wet.
sometimes you don't have a choice and you just gotta take a shit
I was
at 3 in the afternoon.
I shit in the woods.
and you're in there
every
fucking
time.
just
when we
you
were at
just
Hog Rock.
watching the
Really?
sweat welling up out of your pores.
Ugh.
It's like, oh god.
Gathering
Oh,
sitting
dude,
is
no,
the
that's the
worst.
worst.
I was doing that at work the other day, and I was like, this is like, feels like home.
When we brought the shitter
I'm glad I
tent,
don't do deliveries for lumber anymore. I just work in the yard. We have a bathroom. I don't have to get in any random porta potties in the middle of summer and just insta sweat. It's just like
Yeah,
clean.
man.
we brought the shitter tent last year, and that was cool. Other than it was just like tent material, and I'm like, my
We
homies
used
are 5
to-
feet away and can just hear
Oh
me
yeah, they
shitting.
can hear you.
We used to
shit.
bring our own
So-
toilet seat. You just put it on top of the toilet seat in the porta potty.
That's smart.
That's fucking genius.
But what I was doing was I would take my phone with some music in there, and I would just blast music while I was in the little shitter tent shitting. And then, we got it set up to where it's a plastic bag, and then you just take your plastic bag and throw it in the trash.
Yeah.
I remember I snuck back to
Cat litter and all
I
that.
snuck back to the shit tent last year and fucking. I didn't think anyone was at camp. I thought everyone was at the shows or whatever. And then like I'm sitting there like picking a loud shit, and then like I hear like Mandy just be like, ugh. And like roll over.
I'm leaving.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I forgot. She's here. Oops.
So I think at the 17th, and this is a whole more elaborate story for another interview, but long story short, me and Jano ended up with a golf cart,
Oh yeah.
and we stole a golf cart. We're going to have to tell the full exclusive later, but we were going behind main stage where those people's houses were and taking a shit in the artist shitter, which was all.
Oh, yeah, we got-
all the porta potties were clean, and they were all like handicap size but regular, and it was like sunrise, and we were back there all taking clean shits. In the artist thing where all the buses are parked
Dude,
and stuff.
It was the best.
It was the best. So I'm like, I'm shitting in Violent J's shitter, fuck this. And then fucking Billy Bill rolls up on his golf cart, and it's just mean mugging us.
Who the fuck are you?
And was like, gave us this real confused look. And me and Jay just waved and rolled out on the golf cart
Y'all look like y'all belong there.
that we stole.
Of course,
And
we
we like-
right gathered.
And he just looked at us like, these guys are doing a ninja shitting in my shitter. These regular scrubby motherfuckers just hit me with the drive-by shitting. So there's loopholes, man, on pooping. Alright, so we were talking about how we didn't like ICP's new closing song. Alright, so out of every ICP show you've been to, we're going to wrap it up on this one. What is your favorite ending song / Fago Armageddon that they have had? Like, I've seen, Murder Go Round, I'm Coming Home,
I'm coming home
It
is my
is
favorite.
usually
Bang Pow Boom,
for
If I Was a Serial Killer,
If I was a serial killer,
more
it's good
times
too.
than ever, for me anyways, they do that one at the end of Malenko.
Pass Me By.
Yeah, Pass Me By.
Oh, I forgot
Also-
about that one.
also
Yeah,
a great
most of the
one.
time they do that one.
Yeah, I feel like
Or
they do that
did,
one a lot.
They did do that
So
one.
I mean, like that one has
They
like
do.
like I feel like that's how it's supposed to end. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the introspective fucking track.
Coming Home is my favorite though, because I just like Shaggy's fucking raspy.
Yeah.
I live my
Yeah,
life
I love that fucking song.
Gotta
Yeah.
raise who I am.
That's
Right.
Yeah, I just love that.
I would probably say that's my favorite, and a close second would probably be Bang Pow Boom, for real, because I think I caught like 3 or 4 shows on that tour.
I love the energy on those endings.
And that was
Bang Pow Boom.
a crazy
Hey,
time
make
in
up
my
your mind. I
life.
thought you said you didn't like the new shit. I was about
No,
to be
Bang
like,
Pow
what's
Boom
wrong
is
with
my
Bang
cut-
Pow
Bang,
Boom,
Bang,
man?
Bang Pow Boom is my cutoff. Anything after that.
Man, I love
Okay,
the Mighty
cool.
Death Pop.
Mighty Death Pop.
Don't ooh me. That shit
I
goes hard.
just oohed you.
Chris
Really
Benoit,
high.
fucking kicking. Just the Mighty Death Pop
Look, we don't.
track in general is hot. It's all hot to death, and I like the
No,
message.
it's not.
I like the message the most out of all of them too, because Pop done.
He's
Done
sold.
this.
He's sold out.
I didn't sell
Lane
out.
done sold
He's
out.
sold out.
I never sold out. Ain't never.
He's one of them new guys.
Yeah, he's a fam kid now.
Shit.
You might as well be a Twizzler.
How many are they on for the new deck?
Are they still on that?
5, 4, 5.
Are they almost
Is
done
it
with
5?
the
Because I'm sitting here like,
I feel like they just ended the last deck 1 minute ago.
yeah,
They
right.
ended the last deck in like
Let's see, we got Bang Pow Boom,
2003.
Death Pop. What was it? Missing Link.
Mhm.
2 of them. And then
Fearless Fred Fury.
and then they did Fearless Fred Fury. So that's 4.
That's 4. They got 2 more.
Yeah, they got 2 more this time until they take up a Regency fucking in Las Vegas and are playing every night in Las Vegas. So we can
I'll go
just
see ICP in Las
gathering.
Vegas.
The Gathering of the Juggalos would be a hotel
that would be tight.
in fucking Vegas.
That would be fucking tight.
That would be
ICP
the
shows every
shit,
night.
son.
You know, random other artists
just-
can go and just open up for them.
Floor drains everywhere.
Yeah, floor drains
Floor
everywhere.
drains.
They got Fago showers and regular showers in the hotel rooms.
Nice.
After your Fago shower, you can take another Fago shower, and then you can, wash.
All the
Fago
waitresses
off.
are just hot wets and like fishnets and face
Nice.
paint. That shit would be tight. They'd be like, "We're just here now, holding it the fuck down."
I'd be like, can I move in?
Yeah, you probably can.
I need a job, though. You guys need a forklift, too?
They might need a forklift for all the Fago.
They might. You know what? Pallet jack might not be enough. They might need a forklift, too.
It's a good potential. But fuck, guys, man, this was a great episode. I want to give a shout out to Kyle and fucking Mike for coming in and kicking it with me today. And that's gonna wrap it up for this week's Camp Diamond. Fucking Camp Diamond. From what I gather, I keep saying it wrong because I got so many pots and so many fires. However, it's still gonna be fucking great.
Yes.
Skeet
Yeah.
City.
Whoop whoop.
Good
Whoop,
shit.
whoop. Thank you guys.